The horses are now nearing the starting gate.
And they're off.
As the field comes into the stretch.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Aqueduct. Beautiful day here in South Ozone Park, Queens. Temperature in the mid-40s. Main track is fast for the 8-race card. Mandatory payout in the Empire 6 begins in race number 3. Here are the changes for today's races. Early pick 5 begins in race number 1. No changes in the first. Early pick 4 starts in race number 2. In race 2, you can scratch the 4, Jasmine-esque. Race number 2, scratch the 4, Jasmine-esque. That Empire 6 again with the mandatory payout begins in race number 3. We have a scratch out of race 3. Take out the 2, Tano. Scratch the 2, Tano from race 3. No changes in race number 4, the start of the late pick 5 and the Grand Slam. Late pick 4 starts in race 5. You can scratch the 5, Zeka. Race 5, scratch the 5, Zeka. And please note an equipment change. The number 9, Let Me Have It, races with blinkers on. Blinkers on the number 9, Let Me Have It, in race number 5. Race 6, you can scratch the 1, American Gentleman. Race number 6, scratch the 1, American Gentleman. And no changes in races 7 or 8 on today's card. A fast main track, mandatory payout of the Empire 6 begins in race number 3. We'll be back at 12:50 with a reprise of the scratches and changes for a 120 first post. Coming up next, the Thursday edition of Talking Horses with yours truly and Andy Serling.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Talking Horses. Big A, Anthony Stabile. You're looking fresh. You got a haircut?
Got a haircut, yeah. I got a haircut. I got my, trying to bring spring out today.
I forgot my tie, so Anthony took his off to...
Solidarity.
It's really kind of touching. It was an emotional moment for me.
That's what we do, man. You know, I kind of look pretty cool with this outfit without a tie on. I think it looks good. Very casual. It's a casual Thursday. I like this look. No?
You know,
like
much as I love
I'm sticking with it.
The term cool is not something I think of a great deal when I think of you, but if
that's
it works
incorrect. That's
for you,
that's an incorrect statement.
Anyhow, should people go over to Naira Bets? Should we send them to Naira Bets?
I mean, there's your favorite
I feel
for
naked when I don't have an earpiece.
Your favorite for the Gulfstream Park Mile right there.
That's, I hope it's as scintillating a race as the
Hooper?
The last one. Yeah. Anyway, we'll match the $200 of your initial deposit. If you are not a member, sign up. Keep the money in the game. Support racing in New York. Play through Naira Bets. Head on over to nairabets.com for more information. We have a contest this weekend. The normal $300 Saturday buy-in, all cash prizes. You register, you have till 5 o'clock tomorrow. Go to naira.com/challenge. Of course, the following weekend for the Gotham, a $3,000 contest as well. You can read up on all of that on the Naira website.
Correct.
The potent Naira website.
Potent, yes.
You ready to get to work?
I am.
All right, big races out of town this week.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing they're going to finally run the races at Oaklawn, so we'll be showing those races.
That's
the weather's good down there.
That's supposed to happen. They may get a little rain. They may actually get a little rain.
Central Quality and Jackie's Warrior. Who's going to be favored?
You listen.
Jackie's Warrior should be favored.
I've learned a lot from you, but they love those ones, man. Three wins in a row.
I know. I was having this conversation.
He beat him
with somebody the other day, and he said, "I think it's that Jackie's Warrior will be favored." And I said, "Well, he should be favored, but they're going to Breeders' Cup winner and a champion. They'll probably go for him. Interesting matchup. The Fountain of Youth.
Without the Adoro in there, they're probably 6-5, 7-5, right? So if they're that high,
maybe less.
Yeah.
Not sure why anybody would have bet on the other horse, but Fountain of Youth is basically a 3-horse field with a lot of window dressing thrown in. Much like the Devoted Dale, it's a 2-horse field with a great deal of window dressing. Looking forward to seeing Bequist. Milfoil, we'll see how she does.
Yep.
Her debut, horse who ran second in the Demoiselle, and Greatest Honor looks an overwhelming favorite in that race.
Where do I get that? Do I get that 9-5 the same place I get the 5-2 for Caddo River?
Greatest Honor's 9-5 morning line?
Yeah.
Did somebody have different PPs than I had?
Can't see even money, right?
No
shot.
3-5. Of course, he should be 3-5 in there. Yeah, and most people recognize that race is a lot.
And you start to get a little bit of the buzz that the Pletcher horse is coming back off the bad effort, but
it's all yours.
I don't know how you can bet that horse off that last race.
He'll probably run a little better. Can't run much worse.
Right, well, that's right.
I
That's the point.
don't really think. What price is Fire at Will?
I want to say 5-2, but don't hold me to that.
Yeah, they won't be comparable in prices.
I'm trying to.
I'm not sure the second choice shouldn't be the worst in the rail.
Our friend Ron Nicoletti tweeted out the draw sheet, and I'm pretty sure I saw 9-5, 5-2.
Why wouldn't the Saffy Joseph versus the one the Swale be the second choice in there?
Oh, maybe he's 5-2.
Well, no one will be close to. Anyway, we'll see what happens. We're showing those races on America's Day at the Races. We're on from 2 to 7 on FS2 on Saturday, 4 to 7 on Sunday, 5 to 7 on FS1, including Monomoy Girl and her return. Anyway, race number 1. We'll now get to work.
And now everybody owns a piece of Monomoy Girl.
Yeah, I bought into her too. Everybody did. Yeah, the whole world has a piece of her. Yeah.
And got Stormy.
Sal's back in.
Sal's back in. My racehorse got in.
I'm guessing that Sal didn't buy it and got Stormy. Or maybe he already has. Who knows? Under some assumed name. Race number 1, it's sort of, I think, a conversation whether or not you're taking Haymack's Jack, who gets a dry track for the first time, or you're going the horses out of the 6th race on February 6th. We'll take a look at that race. This was a good rail. And it was also, though, a race that collapsed. So Mr. Fantasy has the duel. He was on a good rail, but it was a pace that collapsed. Kickerland was was on the outside, but he couldn't close it all into him. But the horse who won the race came off the rail and angled out. But the other horses were wide. I don't really want either one of these horses, to be honest with you. But I guess I prefer the speed of Mr. Fantasy. I thought Kickerland was very disappointing in this race. I know he was off the rail, but...
Yeah, I could not imagine really wanting either of those horses today.
Well, they could run one too.
They could.
I mean, you got to realize, like with our horse, Haymack is Jack. He's never been on a dry dirt track, but they just start the horse out in the dirt. The damn Typhoon Terry was a dirt horse, and I think you and I are just hoping a dirt track, and this horse can stalk. And say the track is playing.
This horse has some holes too. We haven't seen this horse for 2 months now. He started out on the dirt, on the turf, like you said. Might not be any good. Yeah. Gets Lasix, gets Kendrick, gets a dry track for the first time. And of course, the class relief. He's
a dry track first time and a horse that tried turf first time out.
Yep.
So that's not overly, it's not a real confidence booster. We'll see, and we'll see how the track is playing, because the Gold Rail reared its ugly head in a very, 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 very big way on Sunday. And I know we had rain here and we had weather, but we had weather between the week before, and until we see that track has changed, because even Friday and Saturday, where I would say the track was overall fair, the rail was still a good place to be. It wasn't a huge advantage. And I think the outside maybe wasn't a disadvantage, and horses' races were run in a fair manner, but this rail bias is not going away. Now we'll see if it's changed.
You want to speak in a general statement, the last couple of weeks, you want it to be on the inside.
Yeah.
Certain days stronger than others.
Well, the 13th, 14th, 15th, and then the 22nd were extreme.
Extreme.
You didn't see the extremes on.
You and I talked about it. There was a 3-day run where that 13, 14, 15 was a 3-day run where I don't think there was ever as extreme a bias. People are going to say, well, the old in the track. That was more of a historic perspective.
Which wasn't necessarily
true.
Right.
This was 3 days in a row where it was you wanted to marry yourself to the inside.
And you had no shot.
And good things happened.
Most of the time. Race number 2. Miss Pepina. Trained by my friend Gary Gullo in the past, now with Todd Fletcher. She's probably going to win this race. We'll show her last race. I got to tell you something. I know the horse who won's okay. She went down to Florida to run against Florida breds. She's probably found the right field. I was going to pick her, Anthony. She is going to be a gigantic favorite here. I got to tell you something. Are you really confident in her?
So
I don't love anybody else, and maybe that's the reason you like her, but I didn't want to pick her.
That was number 1. Number 2, and you may poo-poo this a little bit.
I'm sure
I was covering her first Gulfstream Park race on HRRN, and I got to tell you, she looked like a filly that when she got on that surface at Gulfstream, she just spun her wheels. Yeah. And then she came back.
You're right.
And she
I think
ran,
that's gibberish.
I know you
highest
did.
order.
She ran okay last time. I don't really prefer any of the others in here. She's just faster than these horses, isn't she, Andy? I mean,
a little bit.
She's just a little faster than these horses. And if I'm looking at it from my point of view, where I don't think she liked Gulfstream, her other races, she's got races that are going to bury these horses. But she's going to. We're talking about a horse that's going to be 3 to 5.
Yeah, and I don't. She's probably going to win. I'm not wildly against her. I just kept looking at her and thinking, do I really need to pick her at odds on in this race? And I agree. It's very hard to like anybody else. As far as Bonus Baby, she was bad last time. I am not going to defend her last time. She did not run a step. She runs her last race. She probably won't be in the Superfect in this race. Her race before, and she did have the benefit of a track that was kind of speed and some other horse having trouble to start. But I thought she ran okay, and she is a horse that had the potential to be okay. So I think she could be a little bit better than she looks. And I don't want anybody else. I certainly don't want Nikki Scissors, though on the track we saw on Sunday, she gets clear. She's a possibility. I don't get Princess Pinky at all. The others didn't make much sense to me. So I thought that Bonus Baby was the one horse that could have a little upside, that has a chance if I want to pick against Miss Pepina.
And she'll be a little bit of a price, fair enough.
She'll be in the 5 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1 range. I guess it depends how hog wild they go for Miss Pepina, when they probably will.
I would think that Miss Pepina is going to be a prohibitive favorite in here. And I do think you combine the effort of Nikki Scissors last time out and the way the track has been playing, I think she'll be the one. She'll be the second choice.
Oh, you're probably right about that. You make a great point. A good point. I don't know if it's a great point.
I don't think it's a great point.
Decent.
It's kind of an obvious point,
yeah,
but it's a good point.
You're right. I gave you way too much credit. You
did.
deserve that credit.
Well, it's fresh. It's a fresh week.
Race number 3. What's Bustin' My Groove going to do off the claim? You've left Bustin' My Groove out of the top 4 in a 5-horse field.
Yes, I did.
Okay, based on you fell and hit your head?
No, it was just based on this barn has kind of quieted down a bit. And the truth of the matter is, I know this horse ran a big fig last time out. Do we believe this horse ran this well last time?
Yes.
Off the race 2 starts back? I mean, this horse was terrible 2 starts
This horse
back,
was
Andy.
not good 2 races back. I don't disagree.
Terrible.
Yes.
And now you're leaving it. I
This
know.
horse ran.
Listen,
This horse ran.
Mertcan and the Kanamachis
Don't
do a
defend
good
him
job.
after you're clearly dumping on him.
They do a good job.
Don't give me the good job.
Dad
Don't give me your
Barn,
usual
hold on a
nonsense
second, though.
because you're clearly saying I want no part of this horse he's claimed.
Because
He can
it's
take
not
it.
the
He's a big
job.
boy.
It's not the
He
job
can take
they
it.
do. They're taking this horse off a guy.
Okay, you don't have to defend him.
Yeah,
You don't want
you
any
know?
part of him.
Yeah, I
think
don't
you're
want
out of
this
your
horse
mind.
today. I know. Well, I mean, that's
I
a
don't
blanket
disagree
statement.
that claiming from Danny Gargan is not where I want to go either. I don't disagree. But see, I have contempt for the 3 horses coming out of the second race on February 5th. I don't like any of those horses. We'll take a look at the race. I guess,
This was the bit of the controversial DQ.
you know, I mean, probably a foul. A lot of horses spent a long time on the rail. The reality was that I think it was the 5,
Yeah,
Brooklyn Law,
Brooklyn Law
who
is
was
the
the one
5.
that was at least never on the rail. Was that the one that was never on the rail? No, the 5 came up the rail
Yeah.
because even though the horse was a little interfered with, it didn't seem to affect it that bad. It was the 3, Kentucky Cool, that chased outside the entire way. I got to tell you, Anthony, I just thought this was a supremely weak race, and 2 of the 3 spent pretty much the entire race on the rail until the late stages. I just thought this was a super, super hungry field. We do have Kentucky Cool. Wayne Potts has pretty good numbers. Your man, Wayne Potts, you love him. You pick him like he's a 30% trainer, not an 11% trainer.
I didn't pick this one.
No, but you pick him very frequently.
I do.
He's
I
one of
pick
your
him often.
pets.
I pick him often.
He wins 1 out of 9.
Yeah.
I just
I think of the horses out of that race, I want Brooklyn Law because I think he was probably affected the most, and
But he-
it was his first time on dirt, and I thought that he ran the best race.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I didn't have a strong opinion one way or the other. Go ahead and talk about a conformist.
Well, you know, Conformist is, in all likelihood, going to get to do something that he hasn't had a real chance to do on a dry track, and that's going to, since his debut, and that's going to be control from the rail. If the rail is as good as it's been, this horse has a speed
you like
edge.
this horse because of the rail?
I like him because of the rail, and I think he's just going to be gone on these horses, isn't he?
Well, I think Busted My Groove will be right outside of him. I don't think he's that much faster than them.
Okay.
I like him because he was 2 to 3 wide last time against a gold rail. He's the inside speed, so even on a fair racetrack, he has a tactical advantage. I didn't really think about the bias particularly. He's the inside speed, and he chased last time on a track that was impossible to chase at. It exaggerated the performances of winners, and it hurt the horses that were chasing outside. So he was against it last time. Thought he was super logical. I thought it was a 2-horse race from the 1 and 5. You and I disagree about the number 5. We'll see how it plays out. Race number 4, the tough race. The tough race.
It is.
Here's my first question. David is usually right about these things. Is Double Pour really going to be the favorite?
Yes. I believe Double Pour will be the favorite in here. And I'll tell you why.
Would you tell me why?
I'm going to, Andy.
Thank you.
People are going to look back and see that this horse got beat a nose.
No single shots.
Clearly,
for you today,
we had one earlier.
Really?
With clearly the best race of his career, 2 starts back, doing just this, in for 40, going a flat mile. There it is. And now they're gonna see
Look how
that
cool he looks.
off that race. I do look cool. Off that race, they're going to
Like you should
take
be at
the shot in the
2001,
special
right?
weight event, and now
the dance place.
Now they're going to see. Now they're going to see. Now they're going to. I mean, he's dropping back in. He caught a muddy track last time, dropping back in. I mean, he's a super. To me,
Who do you think you were, Double J or Tony?
I'm Tony. Come on.
Of course. Right. Just checking, sorry.
Wow, you've never seen my dance moves, I don't think.
And
maybe in
hopefully
Saratoga. You'll see them in
hopefully I never
Saratoga,
will.
Hopefully. Yeah, I think this horse will be the favorite in here, and he can obviously win. I mean, if he comes back and runs that race 2 back,
You want to explain to me what happened last time?
he ran against maiden special weights in the mud.
Anthony, he was
I know,
so
Andy. I know.
bad.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying
He
took
can
a
win.
step up.
I'm not as big a fan. I want other horses in here. You went to Wicked Easy. Go ahead.
Listen, this is a kitchen sink, a barn change, gelding, Lasix, blinkers. I mean, you're getting the whole kit and caboodle here. Horacio De Paz having a good winter.
Understandable, but
he's
he
taking
got
the
the horse
horse.
from Christophe
He's taking the horse off Christophe Clement.
So I mean,
he exits the same the double pour race, not the short pour race. The double pour race. He had a little trouble at the start that day. I'm just.
It wasn't much. It was
no,
a very,
it was a little bit. It wasn't much at all.
Very mild trip. Kind of bumped a little bit.
Yeah.
He was wide, but he was relatively forward in the race. You wanted to be forward. I don't know. He can win.
I'm hoping all of the new accessories, or in one instance, lack of accessories, he's going to show a little bit more speed and be forward.
This horse,
yeah.
Doesn't have Anthony. This horse has absolutely no speed. This horse is not going to be forward.
We'll see what happens with all the equipment and the fresh gelding.
You need to start looking at pace figures. It's been 3 years of this nonsense. You need to look at pace figures.
I'm not saying he's going to be on a lead, but I'm hoping he's more forward with all the changes, Andy.
Why would the changes make him more forward?
Because when you geld a horse, it usually gives them more speed. The blinkers can sometimes focus horses.
Or is that more of the voodoo?
It's not voodoo. I mean, that's just.
I think it's voodoo.
Part of the reason horses get gelded is because they can't push off. That's the big reason.
So Lou Loves the River, who I picked on top. We'll show the head-on of his start, the pan and head-on of his start last time. He was the number 8 horse in this race towards the outside, because this guy gets absolutely throttled. Now, it is important to notice, and you can see him getting bumped off even there, the gray and back, and we'll show the head-on. It was probably an off rail. There's some debate about how bad that rail was on January 31st, but his being wide probably didn't hurt him. You see, he comes out, and the 9 comes over and just crushes him coming out of the gate. I thought he ran very well after that. Now, I don't know how strong the field was. I will agree with that. But I still think this horse did pretty well. He made a big, wide middle move. I thought he was pretty logical. The problem with him is he may be a little on the slow side. That's my concern with him.
Yeah, you worry about the field last time. It might be a little slow. But everything he did after that start, and, he has every right here to just call it a day.
Yeah.
And he battles on. He runs home the last 3/16 of a mile. It was a slow race, but, he doesn't lose position. In fact, he actually gains a smidge of ground on the winner late in the game. Yeah, I mean, it was a good effort. You got to worry that it was a slow race, and you got to worry what he was facing last time. These horses, you look at a horse like Wicked Easy.
That was a weird, hungry field.
Yeah. You look at a horse like Wicked Easy, you look at a horse like Double Pour, and yes, it was the same. Well, that was actually for a quarter.
I'm scared of Patio Mark. This horse for Linda Rice. Linda Rice is, I think, 5 for 15 with first-time starters at Aqueduct at a flat mile in the dirt, maiden claiming races. It's kind of this horse is a full to super, what is it? Super Supreme, Super something, Super Supreme, Super Surprise for the Mike Rapoli horse.
Okay.
And that horse is pretty good. Now, the other foals from the dam, the 5 of them really weren't much to speak of. But this could be a dangerous race for Linda.
Yeah, Linda went on a run. Was it 2 winters ago where she was running these horses first time out at a mile? A couple of the fillies turned into stakes fillies.
She's done well over time with some of her first-time stars at miles and maiden claiming races. So first 4, that kicks off the early pick 5, by the way. The Empire 6 kicks off in race number 3. Mandatory payout every day. The late pick 4 after a quick break.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com.
Welcome back to Talking Horses. I got an earpiece now. I got to hear Jose.
And David.
He got to order me around.
Andrew was here. The whole crew's here today.
Yeah, special day.
Claude.
Well, they all came to see you with your new haircut.
Of course they did.
Cool look.
See? I knew you'd come around.
I'm not sure. I think it's Double J. Race number 5. I got a question about race number 5. What price is this horse movie score going to be off of the 73 buyer and 7-length win?
I hope short.
Because
I hope short, my man.
I thought this was a super, super strong rail day on February 8th as well. It kind of...
Talk about having it all your own way, huh?
Yeah, she was... She
This was
got
a
the right ride.
hungry bunch. She got a good,
Romero
very good
was
ride
aggressive.
from Romero.
He sent.
Yeah, he sent, took advantage of the bias.
I liked it when he was decisive because he's been too indecisive a lot of the winter, and he needs to be more decisive.
Yep. This horse, well, you could say Dr. K got the movie score treatment the following week. Yeah, I mean, he got aggressive and put this horse in front of the right bunch of horses. Now, I don't want to say, this is...
I don't want any part of that horse. That horse was completely dressed up, in my opinion.
And David was not fooled either. The horse was 6-1
Well, I don't think David was fooled by it. The question is what line will be. Why don't you talk about Blunt Force, your top choice?
I went to Blunt Force in here.
Anthony likes Blunt Force.
Yeah, the number 7.
You like Blunt Force?
I do. I like Blunt Force.
In general or as a horse?
In general. Yeah, I like to use Blunt Force.
You're a softie. Who do you think you're lying
well,
with?
until I'm
You're
not.
the biggest cream puff out
Until
there.
I'm not.
Your big pillow. Nah, you're so
I'm
full
not.
of it.
Blunt Force. Here's the one thing I don't like. I don't like the claim in the drop, but Bob Klasaris is going to take over the training here.
I don't like the claim in the drop either, but I agree
But
with
she
you.
has been facing so much better. And I think the same can be said for Let Me Have It, and they were just the two I gravitated to.
She did lose it in her last 3, but I recognize the trainer changed the way you do.
Yeah, and
the worry is that this horse was a Tom Amoss horse and also got perfect trips, even won in New York with Tom Amoss. So
no question
I'm a little
about
worried
it.
about that, but I don't disagree.
No question about it, but she is just facing significantly easier competition.
And you obviously
today.
didn't want to take Let Me Have It off the layoff for Rudy, who had a weekend where every single horse he ran was running out of its skin last week.
You can add blinkers to Let Me Have It. That's a late equipment change. So blinkers going to go on Let Me Have It.
Rudy likes those late equipment changes. Are there rules about that, or Rudy doesn't have to abide by them? Doesn't he have more late blinkers?
That doesn't necessarily.
He may have more than Linda.
Well, it could be.
What?
It doesn't have to be a trainer error. It could have been a
That's
racing
true.
office error.
Could be a racing office error.
Yeah.
It could be every time it's a racing office error.
I didn't say that. I'm saying.
You're correct. It could be. It could be. We'll investigate. Rudy, I found a weird stat for Rudy. You ready?
Yes.
Turnbacks on the dirt, 2 to 6 month layoffs, and this horse falls in there because it's almost exactly a 4-month layoff. He is just 3 for 24 with a 60-cent ROI. This is a very negative drop down. I agree. I just thought this horse might be better than these, and Rudy's winning, but I don't love the drop down either. I kind of copped out here because it's a tricky race after that. I'll tell you who's the goofy horse in here. Suz. Suz got involved in that wicked pace. Suze in that wicked pace last time. But didn't Cover Photo run dramatically better than she did? Because Cover Photo wasn't even that far off the pace.
Right. Cover Photo.
She was right on top of the pace. She was a couple lengths behind it, and she beat her by 20 lengths.
Yeah.
20 lengths, 18 lengths. Whatever.
Cover Photo. Listen. Cover Photo ran
well
last time.
She ran well last time. I agree.
Cover Photo ran last time.
I agree.
And
she can win off that race.
She can win off that race. No question about it. She can win off that race. And she was coming back quick that day. She was coming back off 10 days. And now she has
almost a month. Yeah,
almost
3.5 weeks. Yeah.
She makes some sense.
She's dangerous.
I thought.
I'm a little worried about Suze getting loose because when she got loose, she was good.
Right, and she's faster than movie score. Don't let the last race fool you. She's flat out fast.
Right,
she's
and
much
Cardenas
faster
just
than
has
movie
to
score.
go with her.
Yeah.
Last time she got caught in that suicidal duel, but the horse she dueled with also buried her, I think, in there. So I'm a little worried about that she may have just completely and totally lost her form.
What about, can Miss Liana wake up today?
She'll wake up. She's got races 2 and 3 back that are fast enough to give her a chance here, right?
And the way Suze has been running, if she's forward enough,
She'll be sitting second.
Yeah,
She's supposed to be sitting second.
Unless they go with movie score on a full-out drive, what could always happen. She should figure to be sitting no worse than third.
Movie score's not that fast.
I think Miss
No, and
Liana
Vargas
would
is
be
aggressive, so he should be sitting in the pocket.
Yeah.
No, I agree. She can win.
You got a horse over drop down, you got a horse off a layoff. This filly at least has some recency. I wanted to try and get her into the pit 4 to pit 5.
I don't disagree. I didn't like her last race.
Last race if she didn't have her last race, I would have picked her today.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't like her last race. Her last race was bad.
And it was almost 2 months. Like I worry about stuff like that when they're at the bottom. Yeah, when they're at the bottom.
It's not 2 months. It's 1 month.
No. Last time it was 2 months from November to January. and she didn't run a step.
She was bad. She was bad. That concerned me with her, but she could definitely get a trip and win this. No, I don't agree. I disagree. I think the 1, 2, 7, 8, and 9 can all win this race. Honestly, I would have coverage in this race because I don't, like you said, the 7's a little bit sketchy.
The 7 and 9,
9 is extremely sketchy.
7 and 9 will probably be the 2 favorites, and they are not trustworthy by any means.
I completely agree. Race number 6, a huge scratch in here when American Gentleman came out. What do you think's going on there?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you, my
to run
friend.
their other one, Chombo.
Chombo.
Why do you have Chombo second?
Chombo.
Oh, it's Tom Morley. Maggie's not here today. You don't have to kiss up to her. She's out all week. She went to Oakland.
Oh, cool. She was supposed to go to Oakland last.
Cool's your word today.
One of those.
That's a big word for you today.
Well, that cool would have been Kewl, like the kids. Cool. Like Eric Cartman. Cool.
Like Cars for Kids.
Please.
Is that the most annoying ad you've ever heard?
It's up there. Yeah. But it gets in your head. It doesn't get in your head like J.G. Wentworth, but it gets in your head. But I don't have a structured settlement. But I need cash now. I want to use Chombo a little bit. Blinkers, Lasix, outside draw today. Second time out. I usually I think
that horse is not impossible. What do I put on top?
I went to Dr. Doom.
The problem with the Chambo is there's always that residual money from the one being in there.
Yeah, right.
The horse is going to be like a
7 and 5. Who knows? Who knows something here? Right, 7 and 5.
Right.
No, it's not 7 and 5.
It is weird how that still happens. It shouldn't.
In this day and age, right? It should not happen.
So talk about Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom shipping in.
It's your nickname. That was your nickname in college, right?
Yes. Dr. Doom.
When you were tough.
Dr. Doom. If I'm not mistaken, Dr. Doom.
He's got to be a wrestler or something.
No, I want to say he's a supervillain.
You know, I watched a documentary recently, by the way, about Andre the Giant. It's really great.
The HBO, fantastic, right? Marvel. Thank you, Jose. He's a Marvel villain, Dr. Doom.
The Andre the Giant thing was great.
Andre the Giant thing was fantastic. I have to watch the Stanley Tucci thing you told me about.
Yeah,
since you told me about that, it's just been like 48 hours of bedlam. Pete broke a bone in his foot. This and this, that. Poor Pete. He's at the doctor now. Speaking of doctor, you see Capo Kane. We sourced his card last time out.
So what?
He's going to cut back to a sprint. I thought his second sprint, it wasn't a fast race, but I thought his second sprint was okay. And now he's going 7. I think the cutback's going to help him. And to be honest with you, Andy, with American Gentleman, I picked this horse when American Gentleman was in the race. I just kind of wanted the fresh face.
No, I was going to pick him on top. I didn't need to pick him on top when you picked him, so I figured I'd put him second. It was one of, sort of like that Rudy horse the other day. We don't need to have the same horse, and I didn't have a strong opinion. The thing with Dr. Doom is he is a very extreme, I wouldn't say likely winner, but a major factor turning back of his race 2 back. Dude, he was atrocious last time. He was awful last time. I mean, got off the inside. He was bad. Now, maybe something went wrong in his last race.
Andy, it was a, that Capo Kane race was a pretty fast race for that caliber down there.
He was atrocious.
He kind of stopped at like the 3/8
He was atrocious in there. He ran well 2 back, relatively speaking. He was bad last time.
And now you see him gone 2 months and in for the 40.
Trainer has good numbers turning back. He's 12 for 67 with a big ROI, 18%, and he's 4 for 17 with maidens doing it with a big ROI. But he also had a big priced horse in there. No. I'm fine with this horse. I wouldn't argue because the thing is, I'm not a big Blue Grotto fan.
Me either.
And Blue Grotto is helped by the scratch.
No question about it. Yeah.
But Kentucky Knight's supposed to go, and Katie goes. So why wouldn't Kentucky Knight go? Why am I supposed to love Blue Grotto? What was his excuse last time? He stopped he just stopped.
He just stopped. I mean, he stopped. Yeah. And I think
you need helps him, but so what?
That could be that's the only to be honest with you, the scratch and the cutback to 7. You're going to be leaning on that, but you know what? You're going to take, because remember now, Chombo's not 7 to 5. If anything, this horse is going to be
6 to 5.
6 to 5 even money.
No, you're right.
You really want this horse at that price?
And David would have made that horse probably even money 6 to 5 if it hadn't been for
and
the
how
one.
about if he knows about the scratch? He'd probably make him shorter.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he would, if he knew the one wasn't running, he'd have made this horse a big favorite.
You play pick 4, pick 5, he can win. You almost have to use him, especially now.
I had picked the race 4-6 when you went for whenever you went. I decided to go 6-4 because I was, you know what?
I had it 4-1.
I just thought you would pick Hennig. You'd be on your Hennig kick with him. But this horse, I don't know how strong that race was last time. Subsidized came back. It was awful in the Miracle Wood, the subsequent start.
The other horse we liked ran second.
He is dropping. Yeah, he got left again.
Yeah.
But he's second, beating a pole.
Yeah.
He is dropping, second start. He didn't do any running first time out. In this field, I want to take a shot with a fuzzy. I don't like
I'm going to use him too.
Well,
I'm going to use him
horrifying.
too.
That was like
No, it was
Creature
no good.
Feature started.
It wasn't
Did you watch Creature Feature, or was that before your time?
before my time.
That was like Saturday nights on Channel 5.
I guess
think, in New York. They used to start out with the changing face. They'd show like Frankenstein and Son of Frankenstein.
Well, you know what? There was something like that. I used to watch wrestling at like 11 o'clock on Saturday night, and then at midnight
in bed
on
by
Saturday night. Come on, man.
How old?
You think I had a curfew? You think I ever had a curfew or anything? You don't get to be.
What does that say about
you? Don't get to be this cool
You could.
by having curfews and rules, Andy. We don't like.
He gets
rules.
a lot less cool with his insane pick in race number 7.
But I think they had horror stuff on Channel 9 after wrestling on
So
Saturday
race
nights.
number 7, the Dark Money steam engine situation comes up. Now, Dark Money, the one, is completely dressed up by the Gold Rail last time and a completely uncompetitive field. Here's when he met steam engine last time. Is Manny letting steam engine go again? I guess your assumption is they're going to hook up.
You have to have learned,
It's going to be a big
right?
suicidal duel.
You had to have learned.
Well, you haven't.
Hold
You
on.
don't learn. You predict competitive fast paces in one race
But
after
you
another.
can't allow this to happen.
He's gone.
You got beat. Who's gone?
The 6. Steve Engstrom.
How does he let him go? Now hold on a second.
Let him go.
Hold on a second. There's a new barn now too, so he may be getting different instructions
Sheriff in
today.
town. Oh, that guy Carl Broberger said he was going to come visit us. Come to the
Yeah,
studio.
where are you?
I'm a little hurt by that. He got
was
our
all
hopes up.
he was all fired
He's
up
like
about-
somebody who says, "I'm sending you a present," and it never comes in the
He
mail.
got some
and so he got lost in the mail or something.
started the day at Sam Houston with some $22 piece and crushed some pick 3 yesterday. He got some Stidham favorite in an Ashland.
He's an action guy.
Yeah, love him. Come on up, Carl. Where are you?
I'm a little annoyed with him. He's a tease.
He can't let him go because he beat him he got beat by letting him go.
Steve Engstrom will be in front.
Well,
So you think they're going to hook up and somehow Double Shot's going to win the race because of that? But you realize this is a little bit tougher than the field he was in
It's
last
much
time.
tougher than
I know
the field.
Justin Timberlake had a big win, but that was bias aided.
yeah.
He did
I'm
beat
hope-
Fleet Warrior by a couple lengths.
I'm hoping they hook, and I'm hoping the closers come running. I almost picked South Africa
Why if
again.
the closers come running, wouldn't this horse win? We'll take a look at 7 Lilies in his last race. Why would you think that Double Shot would beat 7? Where do you have 7 Lilies picked second? I assume.
No,
So you have where do you have 7 Lilies picked?
nowhere.
So you don't have 7 Lilies in your top 4, but you have Double Shot on top. Can you explain that to me?
Because
One horse is faster
didn't
than the
7
other one.
Lilies get the ultimate setup last time?
It didn't Double Shot.
I
You're
felt
picking
like,
Double Shot based on him getting a setup today, but you're picking the slower horse, and the other one you don't have anywhere. You have to admit, this is flawed reasoning.
I see your logic. I
This
see
is
your
flawed
logic.
reasoning on
Well,
your
one
part.
horse is going to be twice the price of the other
No,
horse.
this is
and
flawed
I believe Double Shot's race a little more than I believe 7 Lilies race.
7 Lilies race was significantly better than Double Shot's race. Not a little better, a lot better than Double Shot's race. I understand if you want to say, I want the closer that's a bigger price, then you
I
should
probably
be
should
2-5
have
in
included
here.
7 Lilies.
I know you have to have South Africa second, because if he's out of your top 2 picks in a race, I think you turn into like a pumpkin or something. Because
Well, what's been wrong with him?
I got him second. I got no problem. Unlike you, I don't think we'll see a hot pace in here. But, you're going to just keep ringing that bell until one day you're right.
But Andy, in this instance,
I think
one horse got beat, letting the other horse go. Don't you have to? That's the definition of lunacy.
Anthony, the definition of lunacy is your nonsense about fast paces around here.
Okay.
You know that is true. You just keep dreaming them up, and they almost never happen. By the way, I don't philosophically disagree with you.
I know you don't.
I just don't believe it's going to happen
I got
because
you.
it doesn't happen.
I got you.
Betting races around here, assuming you're going to get a contested fast pace, is the stupidest thing you can do. And by the way, nobody's done it more than I have. Nobody's been stupider than I have about it. So I finally learned my lesson. Eventually, you're going to come around.
Okay.
I'm not saying it can't happen, but I will not make bets.
I'm just saying
that
in this
need it to
instance.
happen. And the problem is, if it happens, unless 7 Lilies falls down, Double Shot can't beat her. So I don't understand your logic on that, but that's just a difference of opinion. I like Blind Willie McTell. Honestly, I think that Linda has wanted to run this horse in this level for a while, and they're finally doing the right thing. Going a mile last time, he didn't run well last time, but maybe going a mile is just a little far for him. I know he's run okay going longer. I always thought he was a better sprinter, and I think he's the perfect middle horse in this race. If the pace heats up, he can take advantage of it, and if it doesn't, he can put himself close, and his price should be okay. I don't think it's a negative drop down. I think that he should have been running here 3 races ago. You know what I mean?
And this could be more of what you might consider hooey. He hasn't been the same since they sent him.
No, but he's still running figures that are fast enough to win here. That's the thing. I agree with you. He's not the same horse. That's why he needs to run for a
banging ahead. I mean, and even last time. I mean.
Well, you don't know why he's running those races. You don't know for sure.
But okay, so even if they wouldn't let her drop, why are you running this horse a mile? That's what I don't get it.
The races come up. He had run well enough in a mile. They were fooled. But you're wrong, Anthony. Races come up. Linda's got to find races to run him in. And he had run well enough in a mile to fool him into thinking that he is a proficient horse going longer. You and I think he's better going shorter.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's why I'm picking him today.
Yeah,
I don't love him. I don't love him. Believe me, the tank could be empty. I'm not totally disagreeing.
No, he's got to. But you're right. He's the horse that has enough versatility in here, where regardless of how it sets up the first 3 8 of a mile.
So does South Africa.
So does South Africa. Right. I think they both going to be. I'm betting the rate. I'd be using 2, 3, and 4.
You want to hover onto horses that realistically shouldn't be compromised either way.
And that's certainly South Africa and Blind Willie McTell.
Right. Race number 8. I don't have a video. So what are you doing, race? Oh, you went to Wayne Potts.
Wayne Potts. Come on, man.
Mr. 11%.
No, I had my fix
He's
in.
your man. It's 1 out of 9.
I mean,
Pick 9 of them. One of them's going to win.
1, 3, 4.
You missed his biggest prices to meet, but you're going to chase all the other ones.
He beat me. I would have the other. I had the second horse.
There you go.
Pick 5.
There you go. Well, he's Wayne Potts too.
1, 3.
Pick the wrong Wayne Potts.
Right.
Meeny, meeny, miny, mo.
1, 3, 4, 5, 9 for me. Blinkers, Lasix.
This is some race.
Manny Franco climbs aboard.
This is some race. Are you worried about the 9 wiring the field?
Sure. Yeah.
The track's speedy. You kind of want to bet this horse, right?
Yeah, right. This is the kind of race where, and he's a
horse
horse where you're playing a pick 4, you're playing a pick 5. Obviously, you'll have 3 races to figure out how the track is. But yes, he's certainly a horse you're going to
look at this stat for Jeremiah.
You got a stat in this heat? That's impressive.
I don't just have a stat. I have an Uber stat here.
Wow.
How about this turnbacks for my man Maya? 25 for 100. You know, I didn't even need formulator to know 25 out of 100 was 25%. I just went right to it. I didn't even look.
You're a regular.
Big ROI.
Like Matt Damon in Good Will Hunting.
I'm not that smart. And nobody's that smart, by the way. Nobody's solving those puzzles in 2 seconds. Give me a
How you like them apples?
So they go to Wonderland. I like the stat.
So I got to use the 6.
Something went wrong with this horse last time. Because he was in a good position. I bet him, and he was in a good position. I thought, this horse could win here. I don't know if he bled through the Lasix. Something went wrong with this horse because he was virtually eased. Now he comes back. I want to give this guy one more chance. His race 2 back is fast enough to win here behind Nicky DeVess.
The only concern I would have.
I don't love him. I'm not. I got plenty of concerns about him.
You're right. I mean, well, besides the only concern I think worth mentioning about it is he's going to be a big price. So
you don't have a concern with him. Let's just move on to Majestic Sky.
No, I'm just saying the fact that he's only running a mile. He's never sprinted.
Well, maybe they misjudged him all the time.
Maybe.
That's why that turnback stat was good. Who is Majestic Sky a half to? It's your trivia question for the day.
I don't have it.
Is it a Grateful Dead thing? Miss Sugar Magnolia? Blossoms Blooming?
Is it?
You know that's a Grateful Dead song, Sugar Magnolia, right?
No.
You do? You don't know that Sugar Magnolia...
I'm not a
do you remember
deadhead,
Carlos
man.
Martin, that horse Sugar Mags?
Of course.
It was named for Sugar Magnolia. It was
I didn't know that.
referred to as Sugar Mags by Deadheads, yes.
All right.
You don't know that's one of the most famous Grateful Dead songs.
So maybe I know it, I just don't know the
Great
name.
song. Anthony was listening to Dead in my office at that Eyes of the World from like 73 or 74. Man. You were almost cool.
I have an open mind. I'll listen to
anything. Half the Titans will. And actually 2 of the 3 foals to the dam were okay. So I would use that horse.
Yeah, I'm using a first. I mean, you're playing multis. You're not using a firster in here. This is the race where you want to use a firster. I screwed up a few weeks ago. I didn't use the Michelle Nevin firster. I used the other firster. Michelle Nevin won the pick 5, paid $5,300. The early pick 5. I forgot the name of the horse that won the first.
Horse is holding steady at 1-9.
Yeah. Early, too. It's got to be 800.
Who do you think will be second choice? Okay, we're done.
10.
So it's like, oh, wait, look,
I was
look,
ready to.
and as I spoke,
I was ready to say the 10, and they changed the
wow,
price
the
on me.
board just changed. You're right. The 10's the co-favorite. We're looking at Delta Downs.
Where Carl Broberg probably is. He's not here.
You don't think he's in his living room watching Talking Horses, as he should be?
That guy, no, he's probably on his tablet or something. But he reminds me of a guy who is just at the racetrack as often as he can be.
Think so?
Yeah. He's a racetrack guy.
I don't know. Do you have him on your show? Why don't you have him on your show?
Well, that's a good idea. Maybe next Wednesday.
Yeah, you have him on your
Wednesdays
show.
are a little quiet. Maybe I'll have him on next
You
Wednesday.
should definitely have him on.
I got a spot.
And berate him for not coming and visiting us.
Actually filling in for Mike on the Equine Forum Saturday morning before I come over. Maybe I have an open spot. Maybe I'll call him. It's not a bad idea. You make a great point. I have a lot of trainers on.
I'm here to help you as much as I can. Anyhow, I'm here to help you. You need to head over to Naira Bets. If you're not a member of Naira Bets, and I want you to know, I will have a tie on for the first prattle. I'm going to go right to my office, put that tie on. I don't want anybody to be offended. I apologize about the tie. I didn't have the TV on in my office. I was talking to Joe Longo, and then I looked at my thing. It was 11:57. I was a little slow. I apologize. A little behind. Sign up. Match 200 is the promo code. We will match for $200 of your initial deposit. Play through Naira Bets. I say it. I'm not kidding. There's nothing more important in this game than keeping the money in the game. And playing through Naira Bets will keep the money in racing. Racing needs to always be reinvesting in the game. This game cannot afford to siphon money out to investors. And finally, we would like to get you some money. Play that contest. These contests are great. I regret. That's the one thing. I wish I could play these contests. I would love to play them. It's all cash prizes, so it's just like gambling. And you register now at naira.com/challenge. That's every Saturday. Big contest next Saturday at Gotham. Gotham's coming together. A couple horses coming from California. Oh, there it is. Thank you, Jose. Jose is the man, isn't he? NHC seats, Cash David's there too. Everybody's there.
NHC seats at the Gotham Challenge.
Yeah, $3,000 buy-in. So the Gotham, we got 2 Californians, including a Bob Baffert.
Yep.
Highly motivated.
Manny Franco's going to be riding the Bob Baffert. Castellano's coming in to ride highly motivated.
Yep. Capo Kane's
Capo
coming
Kane's
back, I believe.
cutting back. Yep.
There's a Wesley Ward. There's some others, fringes. Yeah, looking forward to that. Gotham's always feels like yesterday. Yesterday was like the mid-50s.
Yeah.
Today was nice. They got off the subway, actually. It was very nice. Feel very springy.
Nice today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Supposed to stay warm for...
Supposed to be warm. Might get a little rain over the weekend, but it's supposed to stay warm, yes.
All right.
In the 40s at the very least, maybe hit 50
Maggie
a
is
couple
not
of days.
here because she went to Oaklawn.
Okay.
But I will be here holding down the fort.
That's amazing.
This guy will also be here. He is going to give you a reprise scratch and changes in just about 5 minutes. I'm going to go put my tie on. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Aqueduct. Fast main track, sunny skies, temperature in the mid-40s. Empire 6 mandatory payout begins in race number 3 on the 8-race card. And here are the changes for the Thursday races. Early pick 5 begins in race number 1, no changes. A scratch out of race 2 where the early pick 4 begins. In race 2, scratch the number 4, Jasmine-esque. Race 2, scratch the 4, Jasmine-esque. That mandatory payout in the Empire 6 starts in race 3. And in race 3, you can scratch the 2, Tano. Scratch the 2, Tano from race 3. No changes in race number 4, the start of the late pick 5 in the Grand Slam. Race 5 begins the late pick 4. You can scratch the number 5, Zeka. Race 5, scratch the 5, Zeka. And please note an equipment change. The number 9, Let Me Have It, races with blinkers on. Blinkers on the 9, Let Me Have It in race number 5. Race number 6, scratch the number 1, American Gentleman. Race 6, scratch the 1, American Gentleman. And no changes in the late double, races 7 and 8. Mandatory payout in the Empire 6 begins in race number 3 on the 8-race card. We are fast here in South Ozone Park, Queens. First post comes your way in 28 minutes at around 1:20. Enjoy your day here at and wagering on the Big A.
Be a part of the racing action Saturdays at Aqueduct with live money contests available online through Naira Bets. A $300 buy-in adds $200 to your contest account, while the other $100 funds the cash prize pool paid through 10th place. Follow along with the races on America's Day at the Races while keeping track of your leaderboard standings on Naira Bets. After the contest, your bankroll and prize winnings are shifted back into your Naira Bets account to start betting or withdraw. Register to play today at nairabets.com/contests.
No sport in the world brings the wins home like racing. It's one-of-a-kind, high-speed, high-stakes action, and Naira Bets takes you there. Place your bets and watch the races live from anywhere. With Naira Bets, make easy, secure deposits and promotions every day to earn reward points or cash. Download the Naira Bets app or visit nairabets.com. Need help in finalizing your picks for the next race? Check out the Track Master selections provided by Equibase on every U.S. thoroughbred and harness track on Naira Bets. Use these selections to get quick expert advice from professionals in the business. Check out the thumbs up graphic next to the pick and the wager pad and scroll down for more details on the horse. Track Master selections available on Naira Bets and the Naira Bets app.
I think when people watch it on TV, they think that it's just a rich man's sport and there's nothing else involved. But when people actually come into this side of the sport and they see, and it puts a lot of dollars back into the industry in New York, and we need to protect that.
Working here, it's given me a life and a sense of security for not only myself financially, but also to provide for my family. Ideally, I would love to have my career here.
I'm a single mom. I was able to raise my son and put him through college, and something I'm very proud of, and I couldn't do it without New York racing.
In the backstretch, there is a community that surrounds the racetrack. People that work day in, day out, loving what they are doing.
I mean, there's electricians, there's plumbers, there's carpenters, there's all these men and women who do jobs every day
One horse requires a hot walker, a groomer, a person who's going to walk them to the races, the people who take care of them every day. And we need all these people to take care of the horses and to continue moving forward in New York racing.
This job has given me not only hope for tomorrow, but has made so many of my wishes come true.
We're really real people back here working our butts off to make this happen. It's a commitment. There's a lot of people back here that depend on this place.
I had the opportunity to go back to school thanks to the jobs provided for us here.
Our industry is vital within this state.
We are New York racing.
We are New York horse racing.
Jobs.
Opportunity.
Community.
We are New York racing.
We are New York horse racing.
We are New York racing.